Durut Salam. Здравствуйте. This is a shout out to Bless and everyone else who is forcing me to do a Tyron Woodley, Colby Covington fight analysis, fight prediction. Okay. As much as it pains me, I'm just going to go ahead and say this. I got to put a little respect on Colby Covington, even though I don't want to, even though I think that some of what he does is laughable. But last three fights of Tyron Woodley have been pitiful, awful. And he's done nothing in those fights to show that he is going to get back to his true form. If this is Tyron Woodley on his best day versus Colby Covington on his best day, it's easy. Tyron Woodley in shape, on peak, in the right frame of mind, ready to go, looks good. His last couple of fights, he stood there and then looked for the perfect spot to deliver that right hand, and he hasn't done it. Here's where it gets tricky. So, Colby Covington has shown some dumbassitude, straight up dumbassitude, to sit there and trade punches with people instead of cutting the distance, taking it down to jiu-jitsu. There's been plenty of times where he could have fucking, against Kamaru Usman, both guys are getting stuck, they're punch drunk, take it down to jiu-jitsu. Colby, show the world you're training. But he doesn't do that. He stands there like a buffoon and gets hit. All right? And Tyron Woodley has got one hitter quitter pop. He can hit you one time and knock you out. But Tyron Woodley has been fighting like his brain is being held captive on another planet. And if we get the Tyron Woodley we've seen last couple of fights, Colby Covington is going to make easy, quick work. Quick work. It's going to be fast. He's going to beat the shit out of him. So what? I mean, this is not even a fight analysis. This is a mental state analysis. If Tyron Woodley's mental state is the same as it's been, he's going to get knocked the fuck out by Covington. Colby Covington, there's a lot of bad things to say about him, but he's a good opportunist as far as he is smart enough to see the opportunity and to go in there and attack. And he's smart enough to realize that he's got to take Tyron Woodley to the ground. And he can do it. He can do it in this fight. So Tyron Woodley is going to go there trying to show something. And I fear that he's going to be like, well, I got to show people my right hand so they can respect me. Which is a dumbass thing. It's a dumbass thing. If you have lost your last three fights and gotten smoked in the stand-up, go down. Go fucking down. Take it to the mat. Because you know you're getting smoked in the stand-up. It's simple. It is simple. All right? Now, that's not saying that you can't stand and trade in round one. Stand and trade. See how it goes. See how it fucking goes. You got a world-class right hand. See how it fucking goes. But if it's a stalemate, if you're not having any advantage at all, you don't have to win the round, but you just have to have an advantage in the stand-up. If you don't have an advantage in the stand-up and you're Tyron Woodley going into round two, take it to the fucking ground. Take it to the ground. This whole trying to turn himself into a kickboxer, you're a wrestler. You're a fucking wrestler. Shoot, go to the ground, and ground and pound. That's what you got to do. Colby Covington does stupid shit sometimes. He does. He'll do something stupid somewhere, whether it's on the stand-up or whether it's on the ground. If you're afraid to take it to the ground with Colby Covington because of his jiu-jitsu, which is lethal, then you're going to stand there and get punched to death. Okay? But if you change the fight up, fight on the feet, fight on the ground, fight on the feet, fight on the ground, take it to the cage, run him around, change the pace of the fight. If you change the fight up, Colby Covington will do something stupid. That everywhere on the tape, it shows that he will do something stupid when the pace of the fight changes. But if he doesn't, say Colby Covington pulls a Justin Gaethje and learns his lesson and fights a beautiful fight. Oh well. Oh well, because if you're going to stand and trade with him and you're Tyron Woodley, you have not shown any ability to stand and trade with people lately. That's not your game anymore. You can't go in for the fourth time and get beat up. Can't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Make Colby Covington use his jiu-jitsu. Kamaru Usman stood up and they traded punches and he made it through. Awesome. That's Kamaru Usman. Kamaru Usman just did the same thing to Tyron Woodley too. So if you're Tyron Woodley, you by the transitive property of algebra, that's not a good game plan. So you gotta fucking feel him out in round one. See how much pop you have in your hand. See how much you can land it. And then round two, take it to the mat. Just change it up. Just change it up for the sheer fact that you got beat up 3 fights in a row. Beat up by people you should have beaten. By people you could have beaten. So, if you're Colby Covington, what do? You try to goat, bait. You try to you play a forwards backwards game, and at some point you take Tyron Woodley to the mat. Oh, but you said, if it goes to the ground, Tyron Woodley should take it to the ground. He who takes the other guy to the mat in this fight has got the advantage. He who gets control, he who controls the fall has the advantage. Because Colby Covington has got the jiu-jitsu it takes to take it to the mat and do good things. Tyron Woodley's got the wrestling it takes to take it to the mat, get control, ground and pound. That's where I see it. If it's anything other than take him to the mat, get either side control or mount control and ground and pound, then fucking run away. Run away, flee, get back up to the feet, try boxing again. Colby Covington, on the other hand, it's the same game plan. Box with him for the first round. See how dumb he is. Just see. Just see what Tyron Woodley you get. Do you get Tyron Woodley the champion, or do you get Tyron Woodley the guy that gets busted up like a chump? Which Tyron Woodley do you get? Tyron Woodley the wrestler with the world-class right hand, or do you get Tyron Woodley the wannabe kickboxer? Who do you get? Who do you get? Take the first round, see what's landing. Second round, pull a little Khabib, man. Work him to the cage, take him down to the cage. Use jitsu. That's my biggest criticism of Colby Covington ever is why not take it to jitsu instead of sitting there getting hit? Yeah, you're landing some, but you're getting hit and you're losing. He could have beat Kamaru Usman. That could have easily went his way if he had of stopped getting tagged so much because Usman's strikes were fucking brutal. Colby Covington was landing good strikes. I'm not taking anything away from him. He was landing great strikes, but I don't think it was smart for him to sit there and trade. He was losing the trading exchanges. He should have taken it to the fucking mat. How good is Usman on the ground? How? Real good? Because I have a Jorge Masvidal fight that says that he is not as good as people say he is. So, if I'm going to call it right now, Tyron Woodley versus Colby Covington, I got Covington. Covington's fights have been consistently, he can clean up and learn his lesson. It's like that. His lesson doesn't take a lot of training. He just got to get his mind right. Same thing with Tyron Woodley. If Tyron Woodley's mind right, Tyron Woodley can beat anybody. Anybody, ever. His last 3 fights haven't shown that. He's trying to change his game. He's getting old. Tyron Woodley is looking like Dookie. He's not looking good at all. And Colby Covington looks like Colby Covington. Colby Covington is not going through an identity crisis, and this is going to be the battle of the identities. The guy who can get back to what they do well is going to